Hello everyone, welcome to the next video on feedback amplifiers, wherein we are going to study more about characteristics of negative feedback amplifiers. We had already seen three of them, that is gain stability, nonlinear distortion and noise. In this particular video we are going to study about the bandwidth and the frequency response. Okay, so we shall start with frequency response and bandwidth. But before that, I want you all to know what is frequency response, which you all actually know, but I would like to revise it so that the things are clear with respect to the negative feedback amplifiers. So when I say frequency response, it's a curve of gain versus frequency, all on the logarithmic scale. You'll remember for the practicals and all we used to use semi-log graph paper. Okay. Now, when I say this frequency response, very important things, cutoff frequencies. So, you have lower cutoff frequency, you have upper cutoff frequency, and the difference between upper cutoff frequency and lower cutoff frequency is known as bandwidth. Okay. Now, what we are going to do in this particular lecture is that we are going to find out gain at each point, that is gain at lower cutoff frequency, gain at upper cutoff frequency. Also, we are going to consider mid frequency gain. Okay. Now, what is the significance of mid frequency? That will tell you, for how long your gain remains constant. Okay. And that is very important. Fine. So, we shall begin. We'll start only with the simplest equation which we already know, that is AF is equal to A upon 1 plus beta A. Okay, this equation we all are familiar with. And as I told you, at three different frequencies, especially at lower cutoff, upper cutoff and mid frequency, I will have to find out gain. So what I'll do is that I'll use this particular equation, basic equation, to define those gains. Okay. So using this particular equation, I can write for mid frequency range, same equation, just instead of AF, it is AF mid. Okay, and instead of A, it is A mid. Okay, I'll call this equation 1. Similarly, lower cutoff frequency, I'll write AF low. Okay, then for upper cutoff frequency or higher cutoff frequency, I'll write AF high, it's A high. Okay, same equation it is, only thing the symbols are changed to slightly depending upon the frequencies. I'll number these equations 1, 2 and 3. First step, okay, we have to finally approach to bandwidth, and bandwidth is what? It is upper cutoff frequency minus lower cutoff frequency, which means that you should know what is upper cutoff frequency and you should know what is lower cutoff frequency. So I have divided this particular derivation into three parts, that is to find out the low cutoff frequency, to find out upper cutoff frequency, and finally to find out the bandwidth. Okay, so we are going to follow the same steps. Okay, so the first step is to analyze the effect of negative feedback on lower cutoff frequency of the amplifier. So we shall begin. First of all, there is a relation between gain at lower frequency and gain at mid frequency, that is A low and A mid. Okay, now this is without feedback, please notice this is without feedback, A low and A mid. Okay, this is the relation between the two, that is A low upon A mid is equal to 1 upon 1 minus J FL by F. Okay, where FL is your lower cutoff frequency. Fine. Okay, this relation actually is there in EDC1. Okay, so we are directly taking this equation because this, to derive this equation, is another big derivation within itself. Okay, so we won't go for that. We are directly going to take this particular equation and now begin. Okay, now from this equation I can write A low is equal to, I'll multiply this A low, A mid with 1. Okay, so A mid is gone on top over here. Okay. Now what is A low? Okay, A low I can substitute from equation 2. Okay, so that I'll do over here. See, I have my equation over here as AF low is A low upon 1 plus beta A low. Okay, so I'm gonna use this particular equation and substitute over here. You have A low, just substitute over here. So it will be A mid upon 1 minus j FL by F. Please don't get worried because these appear to be too huge, but they have done nothing, literally nothing. They have just substituted this A low equation in this equation in AF low. Okay, that's it, nothing more. Fine. So no need to get worried about the size of the equation. If at all you know the technique, it's very easy. Fine. Now what is done over here is that now next is, now the denominators are not the same over here. Okay, so what I have done is I have divided by 1, meaning 1 means it is 1 upon 1. So that is what is done over here, 1 upon 1. And what I'll do now is cross multiply over here. Fine, because I know this term and this term is the same. So if at all I cross multiply, this will get cancelled. Okay, and maybe the equation will become smaller. Okay, let's see. Fine. So what I have done, cross multiplication, as I told you all. So there was just 1 over here. So after cross multiplying, that term came over here. Okay, now what I'll do is that I'll cancel these two terms. Okay, and finally I will get this particular term. Okay, I hope this is clear to you all, whatever is done. Now just rearrange the terms. Okay, 1 plus A mid beta, okay, minus j FL by F. Okay, I hope this is clear to you all. This is just rearranged. Okay, this A mid beta is got together with this 1. Okay, along with the sign. Fine. Now what you all need to do is, now you all need to divide the numerator and denominator by this particular term. Okay, that is 1 plus A mid beta. Okay, so you divide the numerator and denominator by this particular term. Okay, so A mid upon 1 plus A mid beta, this term it is. Okay, and if I divide, what will happen over here? Divide in the sense you have to distribute the denominator over here. So it will be this entire thing divided by 1 plus A mid beta. Then you distribute the denominator, this will get cancelled off, so you will get 1. But with this, it will remain, right? So j FL by F upon 1 plus A mid beta. Okay, it will remain as it is. Fine. Okay, now what is done over here is that this particular, there are too many denominator signs over here, right? Okay, so it is as good as, which is the main denominator sign? Main denominator sign over here, this was FL by F, right? So this is as good as this is multiplied with F. Okay, so this is your main denominator sign. So it is, this is nothing but upon 1. So this particular term will directly get multiplied with this term F. Okay, so that is what is done over here. Okay, now I know that A F mid is A mid upon 1 plus A mid beta. Now why do I say so? First of all, I have got the term on top. Okay, A mid upon 1 plus A mid beta. It is nothing but AF mid. Okay, so that's what we are going to substitute now. Just see over here. Okay, it's substituted. Fine, on the numerator. Looking at the denominator side, just notice, okay, our original equation was somewhat this way: AF is equal to A upon 1 minus J FL upon F. This was our original equation. But now there are some terms, right? So what I'll do is that I'll just group this term. Okay, I'll just group this term. You can see over here, it's highlighted. I'll group this and name something. Okay, that is FLF. What it is telling me is it is lower cutoff frequency with feedback. Okay, so this is like your lower cutoff frequency with feedback. So I have just named it. Okay, and this AF mid I've got it down over here. So it is AF low upon AF mid is equal to 1 upon 1 minus J FLF. FLF is for this. Okay, this is FLF upon this F, this small f which is outside. Okay, I'll call that equation 4, where your FLF is nothing but FL upon 1 plus A mid beta. Okay, this I'll call it equation 5, which is nothing but lower cutoff frequency with feedback. Okay, so if I look at this particular equation, what does it tell me? Okay, this is low cutoff frequency with feedback, this is low cutoff frequency without feedback. Okay, again your lower cutoff frequency with feedback is reduced. Why? Because this term is going to be huge. Okay, and if denominator is huge, definitely this term is going to be less. So your lower cutoff frequency is becoming still lesser, which is a advantage, not a disadvantage. Why? Because your range over which the gain will remain constant will increase. Okay, so your lower cutoff frequency should be more less, fine, and your upper cutoff frequency should be more, even more. Okay, so if at all lower cutoff frequency is lesser, it is better, fine. So lower cutoff frequency with feedback is less than that of without feedback by a factor of 1 plus a mid beta. Okay, so it is improved frequency response as far as your lower cutoff frequency is concerned. I hope this is clear to you all. This is the derivation for your lower cutoff frequency. Okay, very important. Let's move to the step 2, that is to analyze the effect of negative feedback on upper cutoff frequency, okay, of amplifier. Again you have to begin with the same thing, but again there is a relation between gain at high frequency and gain at mid frequency, just like how we begin with step 1. Okay, how did we begin? We had just begin with gain at low frequency and gain at mid frequency, the relation between the two. Similarly over here, okay, same equation, if you notice both of them with a low upon a mid is equal to 1 upon 1 minus j, it was FL upon F, but in case of this a high, it is F upon FH. This is the only difference. Okay, please notice when you go back to step 1. Okay, it's the only difference. Now what you all need to do is this, I'll leave it to you all. Okay, do the same way as it is done for lower cutoff frequency and finally get the equation below. This you all need to get. Okay, this equation you all need to get. Okay, once you will definitely get this particular equation. Okay, now check the original equation. Okay, and once you will get this particular equation, just check, compare. Here there is only FH, right? This is with feedback. Okay, and in place of FH there is FH multiplied by this term, right? So I can write this as, I'll group it just like how I had done it for low cutoff frequency. I had grouped them and I'll name it as FHF, that is higher cutoff frequency or upper cutoff frequency with feedback. Fine, I'll call this equation 6, where FHF is 1 plus a mid beta FH. Okay, so from this equation what do you come to know? Your higher cutoff frequency will be definitely more as compared to the high cutoff frequency without feedback. With feedback it will be more, right? Because see, directly proportional now, so it will be huge, it will go still ahead, the graph will still move ahead, the upper cutoff frequency will still move ahead. Okay, so this is another advantage. I'll call that equation 7. This is another advantage. Low cutoff frequency should reduce and high cutoff frequency should increase. Okay, and that's what is done. Please don't copy this as it is. Okay, you all need to solve this, and please solve this and send it to me. This is your first task under this particular video. Fine. The third step is to find a bandwidth. And what is bandwidth? I told you all, it is upper cutoff frequency minus low cutoff frequency. Now especially with respect to feedback, it is your upper cutoff frequency with feedback minus low cutoff frequency with feedback. Substitute both the equations which you have got, and this is the final expression for bandwidth with feedback. Okay, I hope this is clear. Let's have a look at the graph which will give me more clear things. Okay, this is the graph which we had originally. Okay, originally in the sense without feedback. This is the graph with feedback. Okay, what is the advantage and disadvantage? Both you all need to notice. Okay, it is not that it is only advantages. Fine. Without feedback, okay, gain is more. Gain is more. Okay, without feedback. With feedback, gain is less. Okay, without feedback, gain is remaining constant over lesser frequency range. This is the only frequency range. Just see, only this much, only for this much it remains constant, whereas for with feedback your gain remains constant over a larger range. Okay, and this is the major advantage of negative feedback. I had told you all there is a disadvantage that your gain get reduced with negative feedback, but your range over which the gain remains constant is quite huge. Okay, and that is the major advantage. With respect to gain, I mean the value of the gain being higher, you can always compensate it by going for multi-stage amplifiers, but you cannot get this way range over which it remains constant for quite a long. Okay, this you can get only with feedback. Fine. Okay, so this is a major advantage. Okay, so this is the bandwidth without feedback, this is the bandwidth with feedback. Okay, and this is just mentioned over here below, whatever I explained it to you all. Let's start with numericals. First one, let's read it. An amplifier has a mid-band gain of 1500 and a bandwidth of 4 megahertz. Mid-band gain reduces to 150 when negative feedback is applied, which means this is without feedback, whatever is told on top. Okay, determine the value of the feedback factor and the bandwidth. Okay, we shall start. AVM is given to you, that is AVM in the sense it is AV mid. Okay, whatever we had taken. So it is given without feedback and with feedback also. Both the things are given to me. Okay. So mid gain with feedback, I'll use the formula. Formula is the same for negative feedback. From this what I'll get? Feedback factor beta A. Okay, feedback factor beta A I'll get. Solve, it's 9, you all can check it. Okay, once you get the feedback factor, next you need to find bandwidth. Now bandwidth is something which are not mentioned in the derivation over here, but bandwidth with feedback and without feedback, there is a relation and it's a simple relation. Okay, so bandwidth with feedback is equal to 1 plus beta A times bandwidth without feedback. Okay, this is quite simple. 1 plus beta A you can easily get into bandwidth without feedback is given to you as 4 megahertz. So substitute, it will come to 40 megahertz. So you can see the bandwidth is increased with feedback so much. From 4 it has become 40. Okay, so it's quite huge. Moving to the next problem. An amplifier has a mid frequency gain of 100 and a bandwidth of 200 kilohertz. What will be the new bandwidth and gain if 5% of negative feedback is introduced? Okay, negative feedback they have told us, mid frequency gain also they have given us, and bandwidth, this is all without feedback. Now they have introduced a feedback. Okay, let's see, we will go part by part. Okay, the second part also will read what should be the amount of feedback beta they have asked if the bandwidth should be restricted to 1 megahertz. So they have given the bandwidth over here. Here they were asked to find out the bandwidth. Okay, let's start. Mid frequency gain is given to me. Okay, it is actually AM, but it is mentioned as A. Don't get confused with the symbols. Okay, here we are dealing only with mid frequency gains, so that should not be a confusion. Okay, bandwidth without feedback is given to me as 200 kilohertz. Feedback ratio is 5% for the first problem. Okay, we are solving the first problem. Okay, now bandwidth with feedback, formula again same as the previous problem, 1 plus beta A times bandwidth without feedback. Substitute, you will get the answer. Okay, then gain with feedback, so we need to find gain with feedback. What is gain with feedback? AF is equal to A upon 1 plus beta A. Substitute, you will get the answer. Now for the second part of the problem, you are asked to find out the amount of feedback. okay, and that you can get with the bandwidth being given to you as 1 megahertz. I can take 1 megahertz as 1000 kilohertz, it's the same, okay. Again, using the same formula of the bandwidth, that is bandwidth with feedback is equal to 1 plus beta A times bandwidth without feedback. If I rearrange the terms for beta, I'll get this, okay. Substitute, okay, check whether you all get this. Fine. I hope these two problems are clear to you all. These are problems for practice, okay. Now, there are problems for practice as well as you are supposed to send me the entire derivation, okay. These three things should be there. One derivation, two problems, okay. These three things should be there in your PDF. Please name your PDF with roll number and the name. These are the references. I refer to books for this. Thank you.